The 2026 Formula One season was supposed to be a fresh start, a clean slate where Red Bull Racing under the new Red Bull Powertrains banner could begin its journey to the top. Instead, after just 3 races, the dream is looking more like a nightmare. The team is struggling. The car is difficult, and their star driver is making no secret of his immense frustration after a disastrous weekend at the Chinese Grand Prix, which saw him retire from the race with a mechanical failure. The Dutchman's anger has boiled over, with his fury directed at the team, the car, and the very rules that govern the sport. The problems for Red Bull are not singular. They are a complex web of issues spanning performance, reliability, and strategy. The most glaring issue is the car itself. After a shocking qualifying session in Shanghai, where he could only manage 8th place, the driver did not hold back. He described the car as completely undrivable, a damning assessment from a driver known for his ability to tame even the most difficult of machines. This wasn't a one-off comment made in the heat of the moment. It was a consistent theme throughout the weekend. After Friday's sessions, he had already labeled the day a disaster over the team radio. The team's attempts to fix the car's unpredictable handling were fruitless. The issue isn't a simple case of understeer or oversteer. It's both. A car with no consistent balance that the driver can lean on. "I cannot push at all because the car doesn't let me," he explained. "That's why I don't really feel in control of the car. It's not how it should be." This lack of control is a far cry from the dominant machinery the driver has been accustomed to, and it's clearly taking its toll. Adding to the handling woes is a significant weight problem. Reports from the paddock, specifically from Germany's F1 Insider, suggest the Red Bull is around 10 kilograms overweight. In a sport where every gram is counted, this is a massive handicap, costing the team an estimated 0.3 of a second per lap. This is a self-inflicted wound, a design flaw that puts them on the back foot before a wheel is even turned. While other teams like Williams are also struggling with weight, championship contenders like Mercedes and Ferrari are understood to be on the limit, giving them an immediate and significant advantage. For a team with Red Bull's resources and championship aspirations, being so far overweight is a major failure. Then, there is the power unit, the first ever designed and built in-house by Red Bull Powertrains with support from Ford. While the chassis is the primary culprit for the poor handling, the engine is far from blameless. Reliability has been a major concern from the very start. The driver's teammates suffered a power unit failure in the opening race in Australia, and the lead driver himself was forced to retire in China due to an ERS coolant failure. These are not minor teething problems. They are fundamental reliability issues that are costing the team crucial points. The driver's frustration with the power unit was evident during the Chinese Grand Prix, with an unheard radio message. The start of the sprint race in China was also compromised by a lack of power, a problem that had also plagued the team in Australia. These repeated failures suggest a power unit that is not yet ready for the rigors of Formula One. And it's a problem that won't be solved overnight. The combination of a difficult chassis and an unreliable power unit has left the driver deeply pessimistic about his chances this season. When asked if he could compete for wins, his response was blunt. "Please don't even mention that right now when we're 1.7 seconds behind." He dismissed any suggestion that things might improve later in the season, stating, "No, that's why I don't even want to mention it." This is a startling admission from a driver who has won at least one race in every season for the past 10 years. His streak, one of the longest in F1 history, is now in serious jeopardy. And the 4-time world champion seems to have already accepted that a win in 2006 is highly unlikely. This perfect storm of problems, a fundamentally flawed car, an unreliable engine, and a deeply unhappy star driver, has plunged Red Bull into a crisis. The team that has dominated the sport for the past few years is now struggling to even compete in the midfield. The frustration is palpable. The pressure is immense, and the road ahead looks long and difficult. The fury of the Dutch driver is not just the anger of a driver having a bad weekend. It is the roar of a champion who sees his chances of success slipping away. and he is demanding answers from a team that for the first time in a long time seems to have none. The frustration is not just about a single bad race. It is the culmination of a weekend and indeed a season where nothing has gone right. The Chinese Grand Prix weekend was a microcosm of Red Bull's 2026 struggles. From the very first practice session, the alarm bells were ringing. The driver's declaration of the weekend being a disaster after Friday was not hyperbole. It was a stark assessment of a car that refused to respond to any setup changes. The team's engineers worked tirelessly, turning the car upside down in search of a solution, only to find that their efforts made zero difference. This is a deeply worrying sign for a team renowned for its technical prowess and ability to solve problems on the fly. The fact that they are seemingly lost in the dark, unable to diagnose or fix the fundamental flaws of the car, speaks volumes about the depth of their current crisis. The on-track struggles are being amplified by the off-track narrative. The departure of legendary designer, the architect of their previous championship-winning cars, is now being felt more acutely than ever. Without his genius to guide the design philosophy, the team appears to have lost its way. The car, the first designed without his direct input, is a testament to his absence. It lacks the balance, the poise, and the sheer dominance that were the hallmarks of his creations. Team Principal has admitted that the team could struggle, but the reality has been far worse than anyone could have anticipated. His post-qualifying comments in China, acknowledging a little bit of progress but admitting it was not enough, were a masterclass in understatement. The team is not just off the pace. They are in a different league to the frontrunners. A bitter pill to swallow for a team that has become so accustomed to success. Now, for the first time, there are visible cracks in that relationship. The driver's public criticism of the team and the car is unprecedented, a clear indication of the depth of his frustration. His decision to participate in the Nürburgring 24 Hours race in May, a move that required a qualifying weekend to be rescheduled, is being seen by some as a sign of his growing disillusionment with Formula One. While he has insisted that he does not want to leave the sport, his actions and his words suggest a driver who is actively looking for challenges and enjoyment outside of the Grand Prix paddock. The fear for Red Bull is that if the team cannot provide him with a competitive car, he may well decide that his talents are better served elsewhere. The 2026 season is still young, but for Red Bull and their star driver, it is already shaping up to be a long and painful year. The fury is real, the problems are deep, and the pressure is on to find a solution before the champion's patience finally runs out.